Hello my crafty friends, it's Andrea from Prairie Sky Paper Crafts, your independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Manitoba. I was getting stuff ready for a class this weekend and cutting up some pieces, and I had a few scraps left over of the Painted Christmas Designer Series paper, which is really lovely, and it looks like watercolor, and it's just a very calming, soothing paper pack, which I absolutely love. So I'm going to use some of the scraps along with the Peaceful Deer stamp set. I'm going to be using this deer, which is the Oh What Fun sentiment. I'm going to be stamping it in early espresso and punching it with the coordinating punch. Now, I've been using the craft paper a lot lately. I absolutely love it. It's a little bit more rustic. You can actually see flecks of different colored papers inside of it, which I think is really, really pretty. And this strip that I have left over from my 6x6 sheet that I cut for my card base will fit perfectly. Now we've got everything that I don't need out of the way. And here are my strips. So we've got the holly and this chevron pattern, and the flip is these berries with the pine cones. Now I'm going to be using the berries and the pine cones because I just really liked the way that it looked together, and I'm going to alternate them, and I think I'm going to do a little bit of a gap between each one, just so that you can see the cardstock in behind. Now, I didn't close my craft room door, and I hear Bailey prowling around, so she may decide to join us. She hasn't been coming into my craft room a lot lately, which I'm okay with. But the sun's coming around now, so she may... Yeah, I think I'm just going to use 5 of the strips. Set this one off to the side to use for later. All right, now we're just going to run our adhesive 2 strips down either side. Oops. And of course, you can alternate it however you want to. It really does feel like it was cool for a few days, but it really feels like we're getting a little bit more of a blast of summer, which is lovely. I was sitting outside with my coffee this morning, hanging out with the dog, watching the birds. We've had tons of crickets lately, but I haven't heard any outside for a while. So they may have decided that they needed to go somewhere else. Okay, there we go. Sticking to my finger. Okay, we're just going to start not quite at the top. And then we're just going to alternate berries and pine cones. Now there's not really a right side and a wrong side, or right way up and wrong way up with the pine cones, because there's some facing each way. So you don't need to be too terribly concerned with how that's going to go. And then, oops, just don't want to get too close, or don't want to go over the edge. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to take our other piece of craft, and I'm going to stamp the deer fairly close to the edge because I don't want to waste the paper. Now this does stamp really, really nicely, but if you were worried that it wasn't going to, or if your ink pad maybe isn't terribly juicy, you could absolutely set it up on the Stamparatus, use the magnet, and then do a couple of applications to really build up the color. Okay, I'm just going to grab my punch and line it up, make sure that I'm not going to cut off any of the deer. Whoops. Feels like my hand has a little mind of its own today. Oops. Okay, there we go. And then I just give it a half punch just to hold it in place. And then give it a push. And then all of the pieces will come out. I feel like our deer needs a little something behind it. Let's see. No, not that. Oh, you know what? We are... No, I don't want to do that. It'll cover up too much of our paper pack. Oh, actually, I have... You know what? We're using gold. Gold will fit the bill. Just a little bit of sparkle and shine. So let's measure our deer. She is about 2 inches by about 2 by 2, roughly. So we'll do a piece that's 2 1/4 by 2 1/4. Oh yeah. I think that brings it together quite nicely. And then we'll adhere our deer. I've got some dimensionals. So we're going to pop our deer up on a couple of dimensionals. I think I'm going to use 3 for her. And then, will this one fit? No, I'm going to cut this one in half to support her head. Peel off the backing. Now you can also use the mini dimensionals quite easily with this too. The little nose piece. And we'll put her like she's leaping. And then 4 dimensionals, 1 on each corner. I love using dimensionals just for that little bit of a pop on your cards. Now, when you're using your dimensionals, do you put 1 on each finger or do you do them 1 at a time? I've always done it 2 or 3 on my fingers and then adhere them. All right, whoops. So then we'll put our little deer right here. And maybe we'll give her a little bit of bling as well. Let's see, what have I got? I think we'll use these. These are the brushed metallic gems. The catalog does not do them justice. I got them because I thought they were pretty and I loved the copper color. But I really do love them all. I'm just going to do 3 of the small gold ones just underneath. And these ones are super easy to pick up as well. All right, so there's our Peaceful Deer Painted Christmas card made of scraps. Super quick, super easy. If you wanted to, you could also distress around the edge a little bit with the Early Espresso ink, either direct with the ink pad or put a little bit on a sponge or one of the blending brushes and just flick the edges. But I really like the way that this looks just as it is. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate the time that you spend with me. You can click the link below for all of my social links and to join my newsletter. For new newsletter subscribers, I do have a free 5-pack PDF tutorial that I send out. There's lots of really fun crafts included in that, and it changes every couple of months. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a fantastic day.